All right, everyone. Just letting the live feed load up and getting active. Today, I wanted to look at some software I've had access to for a while. I've had access to this software for over a year, I believe. And I get the emails, they're constantly updating it. And it is the type of software that allows you to create sketch looking graphics. And this is important to me because I often, let me see if I can share this. Can you guys, maybe if I put it at an angle, I often create these types of graphics. Let me see if, I got the exposure is hard to see, but I'll create these types of graphics. And what they do is it details, as you can see, a launch plan. It's detailing the launch plan. And I shared this image earlier this week. I did a training with Keep in their university. And the beauty of something like this is I call it an integration image. And it allows people on my team and myself, really more than anyone, to understand where the task, it gives them context of the task and how it is impacted. So it's not just a task and ClickUp that says update the landing page. They actually see the landing page, right? And then they see these arrows showing when you do this, it's this button that's updated, things of that nature. So that's been good for me. Whether it's good for anybody else, it's always been good for me. And in addition, I have this software that does the same, that does something similar, I'll say, not the same. And it's called SketchWow, if you all have heard of it or seen it before. And it's been, again, I've had it for a very long time, and I don't use it. I don't use it as much as I could and should. And the first reason primarily is because it's not web-based. I have to download it to my computer, so it's extremely hard, practically impossible, to have someone from my team use it or to share things that I've done, templates, things of that nature. So that's tough. So I haven't used it in a while. I figured I'd jump in, and you see there's nothing in the recents. In the old software, I did stuff, but not in this software. There's nothing in the recent stuff. Here's some templates that look pretty neat. But I haven't used this in a long time. So I just wanted to kind of go through, open it up, and share with you all what to expect if you're looking for this type of software to help with your images for your blog posts, maybe your webinars, just explainers in a lot of variety. So first and foremost, let's look at the templates. Let's look at these templates here, and they've got quite a few. Now, I've used this software before, so these templates actually look similar. They're not jumping out to me like anything too new, I'll say. But let's just take this one. We're going to select one, and then here it is. It drops it right on the canvas. This look, for those of you who are artistically inclined, this has taken you from 0 to like 60% just with adding it here. Now let's look at, I don't know if I could edit or update any of this. Let me see. You can highlight stuff, move it. I'm imagining this is grouped. So if I wanted to ungroup it, and then I could probably start. Yeah. So this is one thing, and the text was grouped with it. So maybe this is an entire, oh, It's just multiple layers of ungrouping is maybe what we'll go through here. Yeah, there we go. So anyways, you have that. And if you go to, how do I drop something new on here? You guys got to forgive me because, well, no, you don't. This is what software unboxing is. I intentionally do not learn this stuff just so you can see from your experience what this would be like. So I can add line elements. Here we go. There we go. Now we're in there. Flowchart, regular things, speech bubbles. Okay. So maybe this works better if you have an idea. Look at this. You can drop a hand down there, finger pointing, for those of us that want to be sensitive to diversity and inclusion. Look at that. You know, nice and easy. Hand pointing to telling you all to focus. Right? Get that out of here. Right? So this is, again, if you have a little bit of an imagination, you can get pretty far pretty quick with something like this. Look, hey everybody, I just was talking about a funnel page. So here it is. Instead of drawing it on paper, or maybe you just draw want it to be a light gray. Maybe you just draw a square, right? You just draw a square, and then on paper, that is, you draw a square on paper, and then when you go here, it reflects, you know, the full thing because they have it for you. Then I could take this picture. So I believe, listen, everyone, where's I've got so many screens up here. I believe, let me get this out. I believe this image can be easily created in the software, just with this, and maybe I'll put a button in a box and, you know, things like that. It would be nice to save. I don't know if I could save like an element. Export selection. So maybe I export it, and then you keep all of these elements perhaps on your desktop. And from there you determine what you want to do, or like importing them or whatnot. Okay, so I'm done with this and I want to try a new one. What do I do? So let me figure that piece out, because I think I have to stop the whole thing, then I think I have to relaunch it. So listen, everybody, so I had to close out the entire thing, relaunch it, and the reason why you all don't see it is just because I don't want to bore you all with what's on my desktop. So here we go. I think I got it. So the user experience is going to leave a bit to be desired. But if I click X, you'll see I was here. This is what I have. I've got to go down to here. Now we're back into the template library. Let's change that. And it added that as page 3. Okay. I mean, I think these would really look good to improve, you know, your presentation and things like that. So there's definitely a use case for it. What I want to do now, look at this, infographics. Okay, look at that. All right. So it is definitely improving over time. I'm a bit of a stickler for flowcharts, so I don't know if I would use theirs. I don't know if I would use their flow chart, but it's it looks good. It's not, again, for those of you who are not technically inclined or enabled, this is really good. This will get you almost to the finish line, um, with a lot of these. We're just looking at it. So as long as you can envision it and maybe even chicken scratch it out, you can come into here. In fact, this is you all see that these binoculars right here. I had another image. Let me share here. Another diagram that I wrote. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I drew binoculars, right? So the stuff that's in here, I'm telling you, I think I can recreate one of these easily, with this software. Now I am artistically enabled, so I don't want you all to feel like, oh, I need to be drawing like Chris. I used to draw for money, actually. So I say that to say there's a lot of good icons in here. And if I think the hardest part is the imagination, right? Coming up with the thing that you want to lay out, which is why I think these templates are really good. Okay, so that's just kind of overview of how it works. You can pretty much modify and adjust anything, which is one of the reasons why I truly like this software, is that, let me see here. I mean, it's really easy to get started. Well, what happened here? There we go. Really easy to get started with. I can click here and just update the text. It's not, for those of you who are used to maybe more streamlined software like Canva and things like that, it's getting easier to where you can just easily drag, slide stuff, but you're not gonna have like your standard templates for fonts and colors and everything else. If I want to change the color of this font and I go and click this color picker, this is it, but I can't create my colors. If I want to go in here and select that color, that's just going to be the standard color moving forward. If I go to here, you see that color does not exist anymore. Now I've got all of these fill colors, which I'm not sure where they're coming from. If I go here, highlight something else and do those colors, you'll see I've got an array, but I don't, if I could standardize the colors and the fonts and everything, your designs will move a lot faster, right? So you're not going to have that yet. And again, I'm unboxing this, so I don't know what all is possible. I know for a font, you'll see that this is the color palette. If I go to a shape, and then, so you see here, I'm trying to click this. I have to go back and hit the select tool. So this, to be fair and objective and just honest, the UI and how you interact with this feels maybe about 8 years old, right? Like I remember Adobe Illustrator. When I was using Adobe Illustrator, I had to remember the keyboard shortcuts to switch between these. It didn't just automatically allow me to select something. So once you get to know the software, I guess, maybe it's easier. It's still a little bit cumbersome. It's an extra click. Every time there's an extra click introduced, things slow down. So when I look at the colors for an object, you see that's where it's expanded. So you got colors for text and colors for objects that are different palettes. Samantha, hey Samantha. Samantha said even if you click that color wheel. Yeah, so if I click this, I'll get all of these colors that I can type it in. And then, let's do an extreme color. Let's do this kind of, this purple, because I know we don't have it. Then I'll click out and then I'll go over to this shape. Okay, now I've gone to that shape. And when I go to look at the colors, that color that I just selected, it's not even there. Even if I click this color wheel, it doesn't even pick up. Well, is this? Nope. It doesn't even pick up where I left off. So template saving, that's just to get things to look uniform is going to take a little extra work. But everything has, if you see this, when I click it, it's got a stroke. So I can give the stroke a different size and a different type. So if I wanted to make it seem like I drew these little stars, I can go in here and change this stroke to black. See that? You guys see it? It's getting bigger. Let me zoom in some. Okay. Stroke width. Oh, that's the opacity. I want to turn that all the way down. Turn it all the way up. Okay. And then my style, it could be dashed. And look at this hand-drawn effect. I can have it all the way up or all the way down to where it looks nice and clean. So you can take just a basic shape and really, really make it look hand-drawn, which I think is the power of this. Samantha says, type in your hex code. Yeah. So if you do know your hex codes, everyone, I believe if I make this my automation bridge orange, E2A, that will work. I know some of you are like, what did you just do? A hex code for a color? I just always just pick from the wheel. Yes, you can remember a hex code and do stuff. All right. Now, the next thing I wanted to do real quick while we're unboxing this software is I wanted to, let me get out of here. I wanted to try out they have AI. So they have AI and I don't know how to get out of a design to start new. So to get back to the page, where did my stuff go? To get back to the page that you all saw, I had to go out. I had to get out of it and then go to the next. Where's my? I rebooted. See, there we go. So now that I closed out the software and reloaded it, I'm back here. And let's check this out. This is interesting. New with AI. What is this? Okay. I'm going to lazily agree to this, everyone. Anytime you see this type of agreement in prompt, please read through it because it's probably saying it's output by automation, artificial intelligence. They assume no responsibility. Your open API secret key prompts the data. Okay, all right. So if you see this looks for your Chat GPT credentials because what you type in is going to send off to Chat GPT and then create it for you. So why not? Let's do it. Let me go find my Chat GPT credentials. And okay, API keys. And I'll create one just real quick. By the way, today, Valentine's Day, I've been having quite a few issues with ChatGPT. It says we are currently encountering a partial outage on both our ChatGPT and API platforms, users may experience elevated errors. So this may be an exercise in futility because I haven't been able to get it to work all morning. So I'll create a key and just see what happens. I'll create this key, and they've got the worst captcha. I mean, it is terrible. So while I'm doing this, if you guys have any questions from where you're tuned in from, feel free to ask. I'm literally just rotating these images. If you've ever logged into ChatGPT, it's the craziest captcha thing ever to rotate images, and you got to do like 4 of them. All right, verification. I am now a human to them. Copy this key, put it over here, and save it. And let's see. All right, as you see, we went through all of the steps, and it's giving an error. This is probably on the ChatGPT side because they did tell me that API stuff is down. So we won't be able to do that part. And when we do, you'll see, if I just take this out, you'll see that there's this area to put a prompt in. And then once you put the prompt in, it will perhaps generate the image. So look at this, create a credit card processing using a case diagram. Of course, my ChatGPT is not created. I'm really interested to see what this looks like. I am super interested to see how they're taking ChatGPT's response and then putting it into a sketch that you can see. But unfortunately, we cannot demo that right now because it is not available. And real quick, before I log off of the live stream and go straight to members only, this is showing this SketchWow screen. Maybe I'll get something a little more. There you go. What I would like to invite you all to is next Tuesday, we're running another webinar on segmentation. So if you want to go to automationbridge.com/webinar, you can register for that webinar for absolutely free, get access to it. Does it have anything to do with sketching? No, absolutely not. But there may be one of my sketches in the webinar. But I wanted to invite you to that. We're running these every month now because we've gotten such a big response with people wanting to learn more and go deeper with segmentation. So it will be about the 3 segments that you need in your CRM right now and ensure that you have this foundation for segmentation in place. Those of you who are streaming with me, thank you so much for attending the live stream. We're going to log off now. All of my members stay on. We'll go into overtime if you guys have any questions or anything like that. So take care, everyone.